Everyone. So these are the release notes for Stammer version 1.27. And temporarily, we are returning to our old format of dedicated videos for this because unfortunately, I actually forgot to record the office hours this week where we talked about our updates. And that's really unfortunate because that was actually an amazing office hours call. And I think we had something like 20 or more people who joined that call. So I definitely suggest you join the weekly Tuesday office hours that occurs at 11 a.m. PST every week. And we will have the link to those on the homepage as well as in the application. And so I definitely highly suggest you join those. We have people who are, we're giving updates as far as what we've released, as well as taking questions from you all in order to get feedback on how to shape the application going forward. And we're also giving a lot of advice and sharing success stories now on those calls about people who are having success selling these AI agents to their own customers. Justin on our team has actually been sharing some resources and materials in the Discord that can really help you guys get started more quickly. So definitely join next week's office hours. Now, as far as what we released this week, and it was actually this weekend that we released this. Two big things that we released, and keep in mind it's just two this time because we actually did 3 releases last week. So we are accelerating development massively. And also remember that streaming is out now, and let me quickly show you how you enable that. Go into the dashboard of your AI agent, then go into Update, scroll down to Advanced Settings, and then turn on Enable Streaming. Keep in mind, this is in beta. We haven't had any issues so far, but let us know if you do encounter any. Also, keep in mind that debug mode temporarily does not work with streaming, but that has been fixed by the developers, and that will be rolling out soon. Now, the two big things that we got out this week are citations and then better searching of certain areas of our user interface. And let me explain those better by simply showing you. So inside my own actual Stammer account here, you see that I have a lot of chatbots in here, right? Quite a few that I've created. Now, one thing we realize is that when you have a lot of chatbots and a lot of sub-accounts, it can be hard to navigate through them all, right? Earlier today, I actually created an AI agent called Stammer Docs, and now I want to find that. So now we've added this search capability here, and you can actually type in here, docs, click search, and then it goes right to that specific chatbot. We also added pagination to the user interface. So, you're not going to have 150 AI agents that are showing up on web page. And as usual, let us know if you have any additional feedback on this. Now, let me show you what the other functionality that we got out is. Let me go into here. And I have already trained this AI agent on our new Stammer documentation hub. It's using a product called Gitbook, actually, that we really, really like. And if you haven't seen that documentation, I definitely suggest you check it out. But I've already trained this AI agent on that documentation, and then I simply asked it a question: what IP address should I add to point my domain to Stammer? And then as you can see, it pulled the proper answer. And now we also will provide citations if they are available. So if I click this here, it will show me exactly where it got that answer from. Let's click here. And then here we're going to the documentation that I was just referring to. And as you can see, this is our custom domain documentation, right? And this is going to be very helpful for multiple use cases here. Now, one thing we covered in the office hours that I'm going to cover again is if you do not see this showing up, you may need to retrain the knowledge base of your chatbot, and then it should show up. If that does not solve it, then what you may need to do is clone that chatbot and then retrain it. If that still doesn't work and you're not getting these citations to show up, then let us know and we can take a look. Okay, and a final thing I wanted to mention, because some of you have given us feedback that this label on the conversations in the conversations view did not make sense. It did say deleted previously. Now we've changed it to be ended, as you can see here, which is more indicative of actually what was going on. The conversation has been ended, and that is why you can still see it. So let us know if you have any additional feedback on this. Okay, and the final thing I want to cover actually in this video is something we talked about in the office hours call today that got such a good response that I wanted to bring it up in this video. We are working on the idea of the ability to define custom functions. And initially, what this would be is likely Python code. But if you're not in the Discord, I highly suggest once again that you join, because this all came about from a conversation I had with a customer in the Discord. And the idea here is that he wanted to be able to connect his chatbot to another API, right? Now, with this custom function capability, he could in theory use ChatGPT to write Python code that accesses that API, and it would be able to tell ChatGPT, hey, here is this capability you have to call this API. Here's how you do it. And then he puts that Python code into our user interface, and then suddenly only his AI agent now has the capability to kind of call this API on his behalf and can access it in order to, answer questions in a better way based on the query results it gets from that API. So there's been such a large response to this, like several people chimed in on the Discord that they would also be interested in this. And then, of course, in the office hours, people chimed in and echoed that sentiment as well. So definitely let us know either through a support ticket or on the Discord if this is something that's very interesting to you. If it is, we can certainly build this capability. We have an idea for how it could be done in a very bare bones and MVP way. So definitely let us know if you'd be interested in beta testing that capability. Also, one thing I did mention on the office hours is that before we will be working on, possibly this, if enough people are interested, we are going to be working on voice and vision capabilities inside the chat widget. So the idea is that the chatbot, the AI agent would gain the ability to look at images, and then of course the ability to take voice input and then provide voice output. And we are calling those voice in and voice out. So that is it for these release notes. And like I said, I just want to echo one more time, definitely be sure to join our office hours. Ross should be back next week, I believe, for the next office hours. And then of course, Justin will also be joining to give sales advice and to share all the great customer success stories that he's been collecting by talking to all our customers on Discord and in other places over the past few weeks. So definitely join the next office hours. And as always, let us know if you have any additional questions. We are always here to help.